Hello everyone, my name is Allison Mayer, and today I'm going to walk us through the Dick and Carey systems approach. So let's jump into a little background history about the Dick and Carey model. It was first introduced by Dr. Walter Dick in 1968 to the faculty of the College of Education at Florida State University. Lou Carey happened to be taking Dr. Walter Dick's course, How to Develop Individualized Instruction, and suggested turning his teaching into text. After submission to over 20 publishers, in 1978 it was officially accepted into publication. It featured 7 linear steps where the output of one step provided the input for the next. It was originally intended for an audience of educators, but was quickly adopted by government, business, and industry professionals. The systems approach has since evolved into a 9-step instructional model with a focus on creating a defined instructional goal. So how is it used? As I mentioned earlier, this model was originally intended to be used by educators, but became popular among industry, business, and government professionals as well. It particularly became popular in the 1970s as the use of computers began to rapidly increase and created a need in the workplace for employees to be trained in new technologies. Companies began creating internal training departments to facilitate the systems approach model quickly and efficiently. This model includes the 5 stages of the ADDIE model, but adds depth and thoroughly organizes the design process. Step 1. Assess needs and determine goals. In this step, it is first important to establish whether or not a performance-based problem exists and if the problem can be solved through additional education. The instructional design team may want to perform a needs assessment, which helps to identify the desired performance level and compared to the desired performance level compared to the current performance level. Once a gap or need for improvement is identified, instructional goals can be created. Step 2, instructional analysis. Once the instructional goals are set, an instructional analysis is performed. Instructional analysis is a set of procedures that help identify the skills and knowledge that need to be included in instruction. This can be assessed through surveys, interviews, observation, or forms of testing depending on the skills. Step 3, analyzing learners and context. In this step, we want to determine the learners and in what context learning will take place. This leads us to identifying our target population, which is the group of learners we are aiming to reach in instruction. With our target population, it is important to consider their skills prior to instruction, education and ability levels, knowledge of subject matter, and learning preferences when developing curriculum. Step 4, writing performance objectives. Performance objectives describe what learners will be able to do by the end of the instruction. A performance objective should include 3 different parts: conditions, behavior, and criteria. These performance objectives should also be SMART, meaning they are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, and should lay out the tasks that learners are expected to become competent in. Step 5. Assessment instruments. At this point, we want to consider what types of assessments should be used to determine the learner's performance. The chart shown here displays the different ways that behaviors can be assessed and what type of assessment is appropriate for the individual behavior objectives. Step 6. Developing an instructional strategy. The performance objectives that have been established are now used to construct instructional strategies. Instructional strategies are a variety of teaching and learning strategies, which may include group discussions, independent reading, lectures, computer simulations, and several others. Step 7. Developing and selecting instructional materials. In Step 7, the educator must decide which instructional materials best meet the goals of the lesson. The instructional material is where content is found. This can include any materials that are being incorporated into the lesson, such as case studies, textbooks, or computer simulations. Step 8. Designing and conducting formative evaluation. Formative evaluation involves the collection of data and information during instruction to assess how effective the learning initiative is. Ideally, formative instruction takes place while the instruction is happening, such as through discussions, interviews, questions, or self-assessment. Feedback from this evaluation can help improve the quality of the lesson and provide insight on whether the instructional design has the potential to reach the instructional goals. Step 9. Designing and conducting summative evaluation. Summative evaluation is a collection of data that looks at the overall effectiveness of the instruction. After completion of the lesson, educators will look to collect learner feedback to further improve the curriculum. Educators may choose to do this through surveys, interviews, or questionnaires. I included this photo of the Dick and Carey instructional design process in its entirety. This way you can visualize the linear nature of the model and see how the steps are connected. The benefits of using the Dick and Carey model are that it is a simple design and easy to use. It is a great tool for novice instructional designers as it is straightforward and provides step-by-step guidance through the process of instruction development. According to J. Bai et al., the Dick and Carey systems approach ensures proper learning objectives are identified and that the curriculum outcomes are valuable to the learner. The 9 components that make up this model are meant to be helpful in organizing and developing instructional design, therefore helping learners develop a systematic framework of learning and promote academic success. On the other hand, the drawbacks of the Dick and Carey model include a lack of detail in how to implement it into practice. This model has also received criticism regarding its practicality. It is thought to be a standard process that educators can mindlessly adhere to. Which brings me to my last point, that the systematic design of the model does not allow for creativity. The steps of this model make it easy for educators to apply their own instructional design, but lack individuality. Dr. Walter Dick commented on this criticism, comparing his model to following a recipe in a cookbook. Often, we start off by following the recipe, but add our own touches over time. When you begin to use the recipe in your own kitchen, it takes on greater meaning. Here you will find a list of references used for this presentation. Thank you for listening, and I hope it was an informative presentation regarding the Dick and Carey systems approach.